The cabin lights glowed softly as passengers settled into their seats. The faint hum of the engines a calm backdrop until a sharp voice cut through the air. A white man, sitting just across the aisle, was glaring at a young black woman in first class, his tone laced with accusation. Whispers spread, faces turned. She sat frozen, unsure whether to speak or stay silent, feeling every stare like a weight pressing on her chest. This wasn't just about a seat. It felt bigger, darker. What happened next would silence the entire plane. Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Amina was used to standing out, though never quite like this. At 28, she had built a reputation as a sharp, unshakable businesswoman in the tech industry. Her work had taken her across continents, and she was no stranger to luxury travel. Today's flight was supposed to be a quiet escape, a rare moment to relax after weeks of back-to-back meetings. She had boarded early, placed her carry-on neatly in the overhead bin, and settled into the soft leather seat with a sigh of relief. The flight attendants moved efficiently through the cabin, greeting passengers. Amina scrolled through her phone, unaware of the tension brewing a few rows back. Somewhere behind her, a man's eyes had fixed on her the moment she sat down. She didn't notice the way he leaned forward, the way his expression hardened. Soon the comfort she had felt in that seat would be ripped away. It began with a cough, deliberate, sharp. Then came the words, loud enough for half the cabin to hear. "Excuse me, miss. Are you sure you're in the right seat?" Amina looked up, startled, unsure if the question was even directed at her. The man's gaze didn't waver. His lips curled into something between a smirk and a sneer. "First-class tickets aren't cheap. Just making sure there's no mistake." Conversations around them faded. A couple in the next row exchanged glances. The flight attendant froze mid-step, her polite smile faltering. Amina's heart pounded, not out of guilt, but from the familiar sting of being judged without cause. She managed a measured nod, saying nothing, hoping silence would end it. But the man wasn't done. He gestured to the seat, his voice rising. "People work their whole lives to sit here. I want to know if you belong." The words dripped with implication. The air in the cabin grew heavier. The flight attendant approached, torn between maintaining peace and avoiding confrontation. Passengers shifted in their seats, some uncomfortable, others leaning in for the drama. Amina could feel her face grow warm. She gripped the armrest, a storm of anger and humiliation swirling inside her. Before she could respond, a shadow moved beside her. Someone was standing now, a tall figure she hadn't spoken to since boarding. The energy shifted instantly. The man beside her adjusted his jacket slowly, every movement deliberate, his eyes locked on the accuser. The silence was absolute. Even the hum of the engine seemed to fade. "I think you should sit down," he said evenly, his voice calm but commanding. "You're embarrassing yourself." The accuser blinked, caught off guard. "And who exactly do you think you are?" The stranger's lips curved into the faintest smile. "I own the airline." It landed like a thunderclap. Gasps rippled through the cabin. The accuser's face drained of color, his mouth opening and closing with no words to fill the space. Amina stared, stunned, as the man reclaimed his seat, the authority in his presence settling over the room like an unspoken verdict. The rest of the flight was a study in silence. The accuser slumped in his seat, eyes fixed on the tray table, while the hum of quiet conversations returned around them. The flight attendant stopped by Amina's seat, offering a respectful nod before moving on. For Amina, the victory wasn't just in the defense, it was in the exposure. One man's arrogance had been dismantled with a single truth, and everyone present had witnessed it. Racism thrives in assumptions, in the quiet confidence of prejudice. But in that cabin, for those few minutes. The mask had slipped. How many moments like this pass without witnesses? How many people are forced to endure them alone? Wherever you're watching from, comment your city and country and let this story remind us. Assumptions can be deadly wrong. Take care.